Hello and welcome to Saturday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Well, at least I hope this will be Saturday's edition. There are two ways in which it might not be. Well, at least two, but the main ones are I failed to solve the puzzle, which could happen. It's 4 stars out of 5 for difficulty, 100% rated. So everybody who's solved this has rated it as perfect. It's by Black Doom and it's called Shanghai Skyline. And it involves skyscraper clues. So I've been able to dig out the old animation that was created for us by the YouTuber Chain Bear. So I'll show you that in a moment. But anyway, the other way this might fail is if my computer turns itself on and off again, which it did again earlier on today. Disaster. Luckily, again, I wasn't recording a video, but it is quite terrifying because imagine I was sort of an hour and a half into a video and then it just died. It would just be, it would be so terrible. It would be so terrible. And I don't know why it's doing it. I did update the graphics card the other day, and then I thought that had fixed it because that had been about a year out of date. But obviously it hasn't fixed it. And I've had this monitor running to check that the power's stable, and the power looks stable, and the temperatures look low. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's totally depressing. And then some kind person, Overkill, I think their name was, wrote in and sort of told me that they were an expert in this stuff, and they might be able to help. And they gave me some suggestions about finding a sort of this file that you can create if your computer crashes, or you can go and analyze it. But unfortunately, that file, although it's meant to have been created when my computer crashes, it hasn't recorded it. So my computer didn't think it had crashed at the point it crashed. So anyway, all of that's me rambling, and I shouldn't ramble. Definitely not today. I should steam into the puzzle, shouldn't I, and get it done as quickly as possible. But anyway, I would just share my computer woes with you. I'm sorry to do that. Let me look at my list of things that I should be talking about. There's a lot going on in and around the channel at the moment. We're hoping to stream on Monday evening more blueprints at 10 p.m. UK time. Love to have your company for that. If you're interested, do check out the Wall Street Journal this weekend, where in the puzzle section there is a new section, there's a new couple of puzzles that we have given them to showcase. So delighted especially to see Chan Erteran's puzzle that we featured on the channel about a month or so ago, now actually published in the Wall Street Journal. Can you believe it? Variant Sudoku is becoming more mainstream. I think it's terrific, absolutely terrific. Although I was a bit distressed that some of the comments under the puzzle were, this puzzle is very hard. Well, it's not too bad. Just if you read the rules, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. What else? We did appear in this week's edition of Numberphile. If you follow the YouTube channel Numberphile, Brady Harron's brainchild, it was a complete pleasure to be on there again. So talking about Potato Head 21's theorem, sort of extending the Fistemafel theorem for those of you into your Sudoku theories, and it was just a delight. It's a total delight. So that's over on the channel Numberphile now. Over on Patreon, we've got, of course, our monthly competition running, although it doesn't look like that's reloaded when my computer restarted, so I can't show you that, but do check out that. It's a Sudoku hunt by the Skunkworks, 68 5x5 puzzles long, which is, I mean, it's just a completely brilliant thing. And there's still 2 or 3 days left before we're going to draw the winner. So you've got time even if you haven't started it yet. And apart from that, I'm going to say a very happy birthday to Saoirse. Saoirse, it's your 24th birthday today, and I know this because your boyfriend, I'm going to say Vela, I hope I'm saying that correctly, wrote to us telling us that you're his world, and that he hopes that you're pleased about the shout out. I hope you're pleased about the shout out as well. And apparently you've been running a taste test on the correct birthday cake for today, and apparently vanilla cinnamon cake was winning. Well, I'm not sure which cakes you tested to arrive at that conclusion. Vanilla cinnamon cake does sound nice if it was very heavily iced, preferably with chocolate icing. And especially if the vanilla cinnamon cake was replaced with chocolate cake, then it would be absolutely perfect. But Saoirse, I hope you have a great birthday today. With that said and done, let's have a look at this puzzle. Oh, I did snip the comments. I did remember to do that. Let's have a look at those together. Viking Prime, what a fantastic puzzle. Amazing puzzle, says Tank. Very satisfying solve. Oh, Glum Hippo. Unshaded digits are not skyscrapers, they're just symbols carved into the ground. That sounds like a sort of philosophical point. But anyway, everyone says it's fantastic, and that's good. So let's read the rules together. What we've got in the puzzle is normal Sudoku rules applying. So we're going to have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. And we've got yin-yang today, so we're going to have to shade some cells such that all shaded cells are orthogonally connected and all unshaded cells are orthogonally connected, and no 2 by 2 area may be fully shaded or fully unshaded. So I'm going to do my usual pattern to demonstrate what a possible yin-yang shading could be. It could be this. Now, why does this meet that criteria? It meets the criteria because you can flow through every purple cell by going to other purple cells that share an edge with purple cells. So, for example, if we were to add this one in, the purple area is now no longer orthogonally connected because this one, although it touches these two at a point, the diagonal tip, the vertex, it doesn't share an edge with them, and therefore that's not orthogonally connected to the rest of the purple. But you can see all the purples live together, all the greens live together, and there's no 2 by 2 area anywhere in this grid which is only one colour. So this is a possible yin-yang shading. I doubt it's the correct one, although someone did make one once that was. Right, now crop key, it says digits separated by a black dot must have a ratio of 2 to 1, which means one digit will be double the other. Additionally, a black dot always separates a shaded and an unshaded cell. Not all dots are necessarily given. Right, so if this was a 2, this could either be a 4, because 4 is double 2, or it could be a 1, because 2 is double 1. But these would also have to be different colours in our shading. So with these two, these two, these two. And the thing about not all dots are necessarily given is just saying it's totally possible for those two cells to be in a... or to be one of these to be double the other. There doesn't have to be a black dot between digits that are where one is double the other. It's just in these particular cells we know positive information about them. And then we've got skyscrapers. Although the skyscraper rule is a bit, it's unusual. So it says shaded digits in the grid represent skyscrapers of that height, with taller skyscrapers obscuring smaller ones. A clue outside the grid shows the number of all visible skyscrapers from the clue's direction. Unshaded digits do not affect the outside clues. Now, if you've never seen skyscrapers before, the most beautiful way of realizing how they work is to watch this little animation that, as I said, Chain Bear, a very, very well-known Formula 1 YouTuber, made for us. So watch. So you can see now, I'll stop it there just to show you. So each of the digits represents the height of a skyscraper. So the 9 is the tallest one, the 8's the next, then the 7, and the 1 is the shortest. So the clue from that direction would see the 2, the 4, the 5. The 1 and the 3 would be shielded by the 5. It would see the 7 and the 9, and the 6 and the 8 would be shielded by the 9. So the clue would be, and you can see it there, a 5. And then from the other direction, the clue would be a 2, because only the 8 and the 9 would be visible. Now, that's beautiful, and that's how skyscrapers work. But in this puzzle, it's more complicated because we're only using shaded cells for those clues. So we're not going to be able to perform that logic in quite the same way. And that's going to mean we have to think. Anyway, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play, hopefully. Let's get cracking. I mean, what I'll start off with is some secrets. I know one secret, I suppose, about skyscrapers. I mean, I'll tell you my secret about skyscrapers, but it's a rubbish secret in the context of this puzzle. And that's that normally a 1 is associated with the digit 9, but that might not be true here. But because a 9, you can't see anywhere past it. So, yeah, see, this is not going to work here. You see, if this 9 was, if these were all shaded, then the 1 clue would be wrong, because obviously these 2 digits would be lower than 9, and they should be therefore seen. But in this puzzle, it's really, that's not going to work. Because if the 9 is unshaded, it's irrelevant. Yeah, that's okay. So I've got no secrets to share with you, I'm afraid, about skyscrapers, but I still think I do have secrets to share with you about yin yang. So the most important secret about yin yang is that we can't have a checkerboard arrangement in the puzzle, and that's because of the requirement to connect these greens orthogonally together and the yellows orthogonally together. And you can see whatever route we take to connect the yellows, let's connect the yellows up. Let's say we take that route. This green now is isolated in a pond of pure yellow. It can't get out without crossing the yellow border to connect with this one. So it won't work. And if we go around this way, this one's in the pond instead. So it doesn't work either. Now, that leads to a point that normally matters in these yin-yang puzzles, which is that the perimeter of a yin-yang, it can't have too many changes of colour in it. So let's make it entirely green. That's totally fine. It could be totally green, it can be totally yellow. That's totally fine if there are 2 colours. Now, if it's totally yellow and we introduce some green into the perimeter, that's also totally fine. But we can't then introduce any more changes of colour. Because if we were, let's say we made those 3 green, we've got what I think of as an exploded checkerboard problem now. Maverick's just taken off, so we're about to get a little bit of aeroplane noise. Can do little about it, but it's very nice to know Maverick's thinking of us, isn't it? What do I mean by an exploded checkerboard? Well, we've got this requirement that these greens somehow connect. And however we achieve that, we've now got a great wall of green preventing the bottom yellow from touching the top yellow. And that's always going to be the case, no matter how small the green is on the perimeter. The second change of colour, if you like, causes the problem. You can't do it. So either we're going to find that the perimeter is 1 colour, or there will be 2 strings of colour, but there won't be 3 or more. Now, having said all that, that's all a bit irrelevant here, because we actually get 2 given digits, which I now will proceed to ignore because I won't see them. I'm not used to seeing black digits in my Sudoku puzzles. Now, we were told something about the black dots, weren't we? Yeah, these, okay, we could use the line tool. Let's use the line tool. So these black dots separate. They are different colours. Okay, that also doesn't seem very interesting. Don't know how to use that. Alright, so it's going to be the skyscraper clues then. But that, well, I say that with the... Okay, yeah, there's definitely, I do actually see something here. That's a relief, because I was about to say I don't know how to interpret them. But what I do think... Okay, this is weird. So I said at the start that a 1 clue is normally important in skyscrapers, and then decided it wasn't in this puzzle. But now I'm going to reinstate my view that it is important in this puzzle. But only here and here. That they feel... Well, yeah, I mean, how can that possibly be the case? That from this direction we see one skyscraper, and from this direction we also see one skyscraper. Or to put it more simply, how could there possibly be two shaded cells in row 1? Let's say those two are shaded. What could we put in those that would allow both of these skyscraper clues to be true? They can't both be true, because one of these numbers will be bigger than the other. And so let's say this is bigger than this. Well, then this clue couldn't be a 1, because this would be seen, and then that would tower over it and also be seen. So you can't do that. So what that's telling us is that in row 1, there is exactly one green cell. That's okay, and yeah, so how does that work? So, and that must be true here as well. So there's an awful lot of unshaded, and there's an awful lot of unshaded. So I think what that means okay, I do think I understand what it means. So what we're essentially saying then is that this row is a single green, which must be at the end, mustn't it? It can't put the single green in the middle, because that green needs to connect round the perimeter in one direction or another to the single green that lives in row 9. So one of these is green, and the rest of this row is yellow. But that also applies down here for exactly the same reason. And now, how are we going to connect them? You obviously can't connect a green here to a green here. There's no way to do it. You'd have to go through. Well, you could do it like this, but that's going to create an exploded checkerboard. That's going to have too many changes of colour in the perimeter. So in fact, what we now know is that if this was green, this would be green, and that entire column would be green. And if this is green, and that entire column would be green, and the other column is going to be entirely so we can't. I was thinking I was going to get the shading of one of those, but no, I'm not. No, I don't know. I know that all of those are the same colour. I know all of these are the same colour, but I don't know whether they're green or yellow. Oh dear. Okay, so okay, so I don't know what to do with that at all. Yeah, okay, no, I do. This is a very good puzzle so far. I have to say that. Right. I'm now going to claim, and this might be wrong. No, it's fine. It's fine. This is not the green column. Now, why do I say that? Well, it's because of actually this 5 clue at the top of column 8. That 5 clue is telling us that there are at least 5 cells in this column that are green. So let's imagine they were 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and they were only green cells. Well, I have to now arrange those in this column without creating a green 2x2. So I can try and... So obviously if this was green, this couldn't also be green. So that could be green, that could be green, that could be green, that could be green, but where am I putting the 5th green? It won't go without creating a 2x2. So that is how we're going to determine that that's yellow. So this is all green. And now these two have to be green to avoid a 2x2. Don't worry if you're like, how does he see that quickly? I mean, I'm not saying that was particularly quick, but I've done so many yin-yang puzzles, I would hope to spot the 2x2s. So these greens have to connect to this sort of wall over here somehow. And now that's really taken the pressure off this column, hasn't it? Oh, that's got to be a big digit, though. Oh, that's weird. right. Okay, that's sick. Right. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look. So the way my brain went there was it looked at this digit. Now, look at this row. That has to be sufficiently large that there are 4 smaller digits that could build up to it. So it's at least 5, isn't it? This cell. Because this clue is a 5. So I've got to, by the time I get to this cell, oh, actually no, maybe not. No, that's correct. That is, God, actually you have to be really careful with this, because that is true, because we know that, look at the 1 clue as well. The 1 clue is saying that this is not what I'll call a hidden skyscraper. This is seen from the perspective of this 1 clue. It must be, because it's the first green digit. But whatever this is, you couldn't have a 6 after it, for example. If this was 5, you couldn't have a 6 here, because then this clue would be wrong. So this is the biggest digit in this row. It's not only the first green digit from this 1's perspective, it's also the biggest. Now, from this perspective, from the 5's perspective, this must be at least a 5. Because if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's going to allow me to see 5 green skyscrapers. So this digit is at least a 5. But look now at the column. What are the 5? This is seen, so it's a 5 because it's the first green cell. And I need to see 4 numbers that tower over the 5. So they're going to be 6, 7, 8, and 9. I was going to write 9 in here, but that might be wrong. Because why couldn't that be a 1? If it went 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then that was a 1, that 5 clue would be correct. But I think that has to be a 5. Because there have to be 4 numbers smaller than it for this 5 clue to be true, and there have to be 4 numbers greater than it for this 5 clue to be true. So I think that's a 5. So this is a 1. Okay, sorry. That's totally obvious, because that's definitely seen from the perspective of this 5. Oh, goodness. Right, so 1 is in one of those 3. Now, if 1 was on the black dot, it would have to be a 1-2 pair. But I think that can be the 1, can't it? Probably. Right, so what we do now, he says, oh, okay, that's me running a full system scan. Let me just check. Okay, that doesn't seem to say that there were any issues, so, oh dear. Okay. Don't really know what to do with that now. So in this row, I've got to put quite a few greens. I've got to put a green 2, a green 3, a green 4. So, okay, so this black dot is not a 2-4 pair then. Because if it was a 2-4 pair, the 4 or the 2, whichever one of these is unshaded, and it wouldn't be seen then. Yet it must be seen in order that I can see 5 skyscrapers before I get to the 5. So this is not a 2-4 pair, it's not a 1-2 pair. So it's either a 3-6 pair or a 4-8 pair. And the 3 or the 4 will be the seen digit. Yeah, that's it. well, it's not it, but it's a great, that's a really beautiful black dot, isn't it? Because what we've just deduced is that there is a digit that we must see. The 3 or the 4 on this black dot must be seen in order for this 5 clue to be working. So the 6 or the 8 is unseen, but the 3 or the 4, well, this has to be 2. It has to be. And I think that this is also telling us that this is a 3-6. Because if this was a 4-8, I would never see the 3 in the row. Wherever I put it, it wouldn't be seen. Because the 4 would be seen, but the 3 would be lower than it. So that's green. Let's make sure we do our yin-yang. One of these is now, if this was yellow, that would be yellow to avoid a checkerboard. I don't know what to do with that. So one of these is green. Yeah, this is sick. This is really clever, actually. Right. Okay, now I'm going to think about yellow in this row. Because what we've got in this row is exactly 2 more greens to come. The 3 and the 4. If I was to have a green 7, for example, in here, it would be seen, and it cannot be seen. Because if it was seen, that 1 clue would be wrong. So, everything that is not 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in row 2 is yellow. So I need to put lots more yellow into this row. I've got a yellow 6, I've got a yellow whatever that is, but I've also got to put, let's say this was 7, I've also got to put yellow 8, yellow 9 in. And that means that 2 of these 3 cells are yellow, without us making a yellow 2 by 2. So the only way to do that is if those are both yellow, which requires this to be green to avoid a 2 by 2, and this to be green to avoid a 2 by 2, which means that is yellow. This is yellow now to avoid a checkerboard. These greens all have to connect with each other, so they all have to get out of the little cul-de-sacs we've put them in. And now this is the 3, this is the 6, this is the 4. Oh, this is beautiful. This is just a beautiful puzzle. Now, is that a 6, is the question. I'm not sure. 6, 3, 1. Oh, hang on, that's yellow. That is yellow because it's on a black dot. Right, so this one has to come out further. So if that's 6, that's 3. I mean, what could this be 1? If it was a 1, 1, 2, I don't think that would break the 5 clue, would it? It just wouldn't be seen. So that could be 6. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do we know whether that's 9? It looks like it might want to be, but I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure how to think about that actually. Oh dear, I really don't want to get stuck, at least not for too long on this one. Why? What am I meant to do now? I've got a 4 clue here as well, look. But I don't know whether this is yellow or green. If this was yellow, then we'd be ascending, wouldn't we? Yeah, that feels difficult. If that's yellow, whatever that is, which is at least a 3, This would have to be more than 4. This would have to be a 5. That would have to be at least a 6. That would have to be 8, and that doesn't work. Wow. That's beautiful again. The logic is so varied. Yeah, if this was yellow, I've only got 4 skyscraper possibilities in row 3. And this is not a 1 or a 2. So this is at least a 3, this is at least a 5, this is at least a 6, and that can't be 7 on a black dot. Well, it doesn't matter, even if it could be. How could... It's definitely a seen cell, because it's bigger than 5. But it's not 6. And therefore you couldn't put 5 skyscrapers that are seen in this column. So this is green. But doesn't... Hang on, that still must... So does that mean that's not seen then? I don't know, actually. If... Well, it must mean this is seen, doesn't it? Because if this is not seen, then it's the same as it being yellow. And we've just shown that's not going to work. So that's... I'm going to give that a blue little flash. That's a seen skyscraper. This is a seen skyscraper. This one... Not so sure. This one... We've got a 1 clue in this column. So if that was a big digit... Actually, that's maybe this is where we're meant to look. I hadn't seen this. But if all of those were yellow, let me just show you that. The puzzle's broken. Because these greens over here can't connect to the rest of the greens. So something down here is green. And it's going to have to be big enough. Whatever the green is, let's say that was green. I don't think that could be green, actually. I don't think that could be the only green, or you wouldn't be able to get traverse. Let's say that's green. If that's green, it's got to be bigger than these 2 digits, otherwise the 1 clue is wrong. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to think about that. Now, come on. So what are we doing here, then? It's this, I think it's this row. I think it's row 3. I've just got to have the right thought. This is at least a 3. It's definitely seen. Could be 4, I think. Could be 5, I think. Now, it can't be 7, can it? That's silly, because it's got to be, we've got to see 4 skyscrapers. So 5 is the most this can be. So this digit, well, we don't know, because we don't know whether it's seen or not. If that was hidden, then it would be lower than this digit. And then this would be higher, so this would be at least 5. Well, hang on, I'm being very dumb here. 3. I don't think that can be seen. This might be wrong, though. For this digit to be seen from the perspective of this clue and this clue together, for it to be seen, it's a 6. It's a 6. That's the only thing it can be from the perspective of this column. It cannot be bigger than 6, because if it was 8, the 5 clue's wrong. So the only way this is seen from the column's perspective is if it's 6. But now, if it's a seen digit from the row's perspective, and it's a 6. What am I putting in here? That I've got to put 2 seen digits in here and then this digit. Now if this was 3, which is giving us the most flexibility, what are we putting in here? We can't put 3 or 4 in, so we have to put 5 and 6 in. as the seen digits, and then that can't be a 6. This is not seen. It's impossible. It's impossible for that to be a seen digit from this perspective, because it would be at least a 7, and that's going to break the 5 clue. So that is an unseen digit, which means these are all seen, which means... I don't know what that means. It means this one is at least 5, I think. So that's at least 6, and this is at least 7, I'm going to claim. So that's 7, 8, or 9. That's 6, 7, or 8. And this is 5, 6, or 7. Does that seem remotely poor? Oh, hang on. Now I've got a different problem. Oh, whoa. Okay, the 3 clue's becoming problematic now. Does that have to be a 6? If this is any bigger than 6, this 3 clue can't work. Because if it was 7, you might say, we can have 8 and 9 that would be higher, and that would make the 3 clue work. Well, it would, except that's going to kill that cell off, which is meant to be a 7, 8, or a 9. So I don't think the seen digit, I think the seen digit there has to be a 6, which means this is a 5. Okay, so this is now 3 or 4. That's anything big. And there's now a sort of virtual 7, 8, 9 triple in column 5, because this 6 is going to have 2 digits beneath it somewhere that are both green and seen. So they're going to be from 7, 8, 9. Combined with this, that's going to make a triple. I mean, it's a weird triple because I can't even pencil mark it. I don't know where it goes at all. And I don't know what the digits are that are in the skyscrapers here. I just know that they are bigger than 6. Okay, so, right, but hang on. Now this digit, we know is a lowish digit, isn't it? It can't be 6, it can't be 8. I'm just going to fill 1, 2, 3, 4 in. I mean, there might be... Oh, it can't be 3, I suppose, because 3 would put 6 on the black dot. 1, 2, or 4. So now... 6, 7... nearly. I've still got to put 4 big digits in there, in order. Let me just think about this for a moment. Sorry. I've also got to put this columns. Oh, hang on. That's an issue. This column has got to have at least 4 green cells in it. I've got none at the moment. So surely I've got to be dead careful about this. This doesn't actually feel possible. I've got to put 4 greens in there and 6. I can only have 1 gap, can't it, here? Oh, okay, here's the first deduction. This is not entirely green. That cannot be all green. Because how could I populate 4 greens here without creating a 2x2? I couldn't do it. I'll space them out as much as I can. I've still got to put 1 more in. It won't work. So there are 2 more greens in this segment. And therefore these greens are counting in the sequence 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 6, that is 9. I've got to put 7 and 8 in here. The 7 must come in one of those. The 8 is in one of those, which I won't pencil mark because it's a cross box. But you see the point. Now, so how does this work? I've got to put 2 in there. So can it be those 2 ever? I'm not sure. Let me just think this through. So if I do that, I'd have to do that one, and those 2. Okay, that might work. I didn't think that would work, but it might work. Okay, what about those two then? Does that not work? Something is shouting at me here saying this can't work. Right, that doesn't work. You can't do that pattern in column 8 because now I've got to put 4 in here. I can only put 1 in that domino and 1 in that domino. So I can put 1 there, that's 3. That definitely doesn't work. Right, so it's not the 2 that are green are not those 2, so they do include that one. So that is a 7 or an 8. If it was... Oh, it can't... Oh, that's... that's so cool. Look, it can't be 8. It would be seen from the perspective of the 3 and break that. So that's got to be 7, which means this is not 7, which means this is 8. That's lovely. That is lovely. And therefore this is yellow. And now there's got to be 8 and 9 along here that are seen. And obviously there is a green on there, but I think that could be a hidden. I don't think we know what that is. In fact, look, there's a 3 there as well. So there must be at least 5 greens in this row. Because we could go like, well, we can't go 1, 2, 3, but let's say 2, 3, 9. Let's say that was, and then 8, 7 would work. So you can do a 3 opposite a 3 with 5 greens, but that's the minimum you could do it with. Now, this green has to get out. It's got to connect with its friends. Don't make a checkerboard. That's got to be green. Don't make a 2 by 2. That's got to be yellow. This is quite exciting. Now, how could that possibly be a 9? If that's a 9, this one clue would be wrong because this is definitely lower than 9. So that's not 9. So now whatever the seen digit is in this column is a massive old thing. It's got to be bigger than that. Let's get rid of the blue here as well because that blue was trying to tell me what was seen in row 3. Okay, and how are we going to populate? We've got 3 more greens to put into the... Well, they can't be there. That must be green. Don't make a checkerboard. That must be green. Don't make a 2 by 2. That's so there we go. We've done it. We've managed to do it. That's got to be yellow to avoid a 2 by 2. That's got to be yellow to avoid a checkerboard. This is a black dotty thing, so that's yellow to make the black dot work. That's green to avoid a 2 by 2. That must be yellow to avoid a checkerboard. Oh, this is just fabulous, isn't it? It is fabulously clever, this. Oh, now I'm going to get stuck. Well, hang on. Oh no, I am going to get stuck. What's going on in this column? Because we have to put... Oh, I don't know. I mean, could that be unseen is what I'm wondering. Could that be unseen? Oh, there's something going on here and here. And even possibly here. Oh, I don't know. Okay, and I've got to also make sure this works. Oh, and this is like a thermo now, because there's only 4 greens in column 7. So whatever that is, that's got to be a black dot digit. Actually, this is a low... there we go. Right, this is a low black dot digit. Because of all the digits you can put on black dots in Sudoku, where they have to be capable of being doubled or halved, don't they? So they are the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 8. 5, 7 and 9 won't work because double them is too big and half of them are not integers. So could this be an 8? No, because that would put a 4 here and that's going to break. Can it be a 6? No. So it is a 1, 2, 3 or 4, yet it's got to be seen in the column because we've got to get to a 4 count, so it's not a 1. So this digit is lower than that digit, so that's a tiny digit. Let's see if I knew that. I don't know anything about row 4 actually. I just know that digit is bigger than that one, which is not a very big restriction. Okay, so 2, 3, 4 here. So if this is 2, that has to be 1, because it can't be 4 because of Sudoku. If this is 3, this is 6. If this is 4, this is 2 or 8. Right. Okay, but the crucial point there then is that this is not a seen digit from the point of view of the 3, is it? So this digit, if that is not seen, it still could be not seen. And then you could go 8, 9, and then that one would be seen, and that one would be seen, and then that one would be seen for the 3 clue to work. Bother. That's distressing. Okay. I don't know what to do now. I was going so well. That column has got to have 4 in it. And that's quite a small digit. That's probably not seen. This has got to have 4 in it, but it ends in a 9. That's not going to be seen. Well, it's very unlikely to be seen unless that, so that can't be a 1. So no, this is definitely not seen. One of those is green, but I don't know whether it's seen. It's not Sudoku, is it? Sometimes it is worth. In these Sudoku puzzles, very occasionally, constructors make me do Sudoku. It's completely uncharitable of them. But needs must occasion. I don't think it is Sudoku, is it? I can't really see how we can do Sudoku. If this was green, it would have to be massive, and it couldn't be 9. It would have to be 8, because it has to be bigger than that. So that would be 8, and that would be 7. Oh, but that looks quite good actually in row 8. Okay, so that's not how to do it. 2, we've not put 2 into this box. 2 is in one of those 2 cells. Oh. Right, so 2 is on this dot now, because 1 and 2 are in these 3 cells. Now, if I put 1 on the black dot, it's a 1-2 pair. And if I don't put 1 on the black dot, it's got to go there. But then I have got a 2 on the black dot. So this digit is either 1, 2, or 4. That's forced. And there's definitely a 2 on the black dot. Okay, that's also not how to think about it, apparently. About this row, don't know anything about that row. This column needs 1s, 2s, 3s and 4s, but I mean the thing is the yellow digits, they're only really affected by Sudoku. I suppose that digit, which now can't be 2, is 3 or 4 by Sudoku. Okay, I'm getting stuck now, I'm getting bogged down. So it's probably... Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. It's this digit. Right. Oh, well, or is it? It sort of is. That definitely... You see in this row, there is a 7, 8, 9 ascending thing going this way. Well, that's not the 9. Because that would break the 4 clue beneath it. It couldn't ascend to a count of 4 skyscrapers. So that is not the 9. This is not the 9. So that is the 9. There we go. That must be the 9, because if the 9 was too close to the 3 clue from the other direction, it wouldn't work. So we can put 9 in there. Must be green. This must be green by the same token. Now both of these are yellow. Oh, it's still giving me some treats. Now, no, that doesn't work. So do I now know? Do I know whether that is seen or unseen? If it's seen, well, if this... Oh, hang on, one of these is an 8 now. That's an interesting point. One of those is an 8 to be seen, so that is not an 8. That doesn't mean this can't be a 4, though, I don't think. And if this is 8, I have to put 9 here in this column, because I can't put 9 on the black dot for many reasons. But if that's 8, that feels very difficult. Is that... If that's 8... This digit is unseen from this clue's perspective, which means these two are seen, which means this is a 7 or a 9, so it would be a 7. And that, oh, that would be an 8. Oh, goodness me, that would work. 7, 8, 4. Ah, goodness. Okay, so there's something weird going on here. This is actually tricky. It's really tricky. That's a green 8. Both of these are green. No. No, I get too many yellows in... whoa, whoa, whoa. This is very hard. Right. Okay, I don't know enough. I don't know any more than this. I don't think that is the green 8. So I think the green 8's here. Now, let me explain that. It's to do with this box and this 4 clue. If that was the green 8, then this digit is something. But it's not counting from the perspective of this clue anymore because it's not big enough to count. It can't be 7, 8 or 9. So the counting clues are going to be down here, and this is going to be double green. But now, can you see these 2 clues? What colour are they? This is yellow across the black dot. This is yellow to avoid a 2x2. But that 8 is the first seen digit now from the 4's perspective. And that's definitely wrong because we need to get to a count of 4. So all I'm going to say is that the green 8 in this row is not here. So I think it's there. I think that's the only place it can be. And that means that there must be a 9 beneath it, and that must be there. And therefore this digit is a 7. And this digit is an 8. This is going to be very... Yeah, because now we've got to be careful. That 8 is not allowed to be seen. So this must be higher than 8, or this must be higher than 8, and that can't be higher than 8, so that is higher than 8. That's 9. And now this can't be green, because otherwise the 9 and this digit would be seen. So that is yellow. That's green to avoid a 2x2. That's yellow to avoid the black dot. That's green to avoid a 2x2. How clever is this puzzle? The answer is very clever. I still don't know. I don't think I know whether that's green or not. Oh, okay. I've got to get through this, and I've got to get through it before my computer does the CRASHES thing. Oh, please, please. Oh, 9. I can do 9 in that box. Oh, I can do box 2 because I had a 2 pencil mark. So these digits now are an 8, 9 pair. And 8 is nearly, look, can that be 8? That would be a 4. In this column I need, well, what's this? It's not a high black dot digit, so it's 2, 3 or 4. It can't be 1. But nothing's ruled out from this cell. At least I don't think it is. Although, well, we're going to have to be a bit careful with this 4 clue now, aren't we? Because that's simply not high enough to be... Well, it could be seen, but only just. If that's a seen digit, given that this is at least a 2, it would have to go 2... That would have to then... Oh, but that could be 1, I suppose. I was going to say this has to be seen, but that it would have to be 2, 3, 4 somehow. That would be a 4. So I can't rule that out. So... So now I'm stuck again. It's just bizarre, isn't it? So 9 is in one of those two by Sudoku. That can't be a 2 anymore. So this can't be... No, it genuinely can't be a 4 anymore now, because this would be 8 or 2. So that is 1 or 6. Oh, 9. I could just write 9 in to box thingy. And I can write 9 in to other box thingy down. How many 9s have I got? Several. Oh, no, I can't finish them though. Oh, and the 9 here doesn't matter a jot. And, okay, we don't know how that clue works. It's tricky to keep track of all the clues. That's something I am feeling. Okay, so... Oh, well now I've got a lot of difficulty with this column, haven't I? That's a weird thought. That is a weird thought. If this is not a seen digit, then all 4 of those are seen, aren't they? And that, oh, that's impossible. Those cannot both be green, otherwise I'll create a 2 by 2. But that means that's a seen digit. Oh, well that's very helpful. That's very helpful, surely. This is it. And I'm not actually sure I'm right about this, so I just want to think this through again. But I think in this column, if this is unseen, then the only way of getting to a count of 4 is going to be for those 4 to be seen. That's definitely impossible. So that is seen. Let's use our patented blue technology. Now, only one of those. So if this is seen, only one of these can be green. So one of these is green and seen. And to get to that being the 4th digit, the biggest skyscraper, both of those have to be green and seen. And now I've got to avoid a checkerboard there. So that's green, that's yellow. This green could go either way, so we don't know about that. So this is the sequence of seen digits. And now they have to be 1, 2, and 4. Because they can't involve 3, and I know the order. 1, 2, 4. This is a 6, that's a 3. That's not a 3 anymore. This is just a beautiful puzzle. That's got to be yellow to avoid a 2 by 2, so that's got to be green by the black dot logic. And this yellow has to get out, so that's got to be yellow. So let's double click the yellow. No, we'll double click the green. Oh, so there's something going on here we're going to have to figure out. Oh, there it is. Column 2. I need 3 greens, so that's got to be green, and now this yellow has to get out. So we've done the shading. We have done the shading. Now, these digits are 6, 7, and 8. 7 can't go on a black dot. 2 now can't go here. 3 and 4 both work, which is distressing. That can't be... Oh, this is a 7. It sees 6 and 8. So that's something. these digits, 3, 5, 7 we can place, so that's 7. This is a 3, 5 pair. 7 can't go on the black dots. 7's in one of 2 places in box 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 3, or 4. Bobbins, don't know. Alright, what about this column? 1, 3, 5. Oh, that's big. That's big at the bottom. 1, 3, 5. So this is a 4, which means this is an 8, this is a 6. Now one of these is 8 by Sudoku. One of those is 6 by Sudoku. Oh, hang on, I haven't thought about this clue. Ooh, that's troubling. Because the 8 isn't seen. So the 6 must be here, mustn't it? Otherwise it's all going to go wrong. Yeah, how do we get to a count of 4 in this row? If that's 6, I can't see 7 and 8, so 6 must be here. This must be 7, and then this can be anything. Well, not quite anything, but quite a lot of things. 1, 3, 5. So this is a 2 by Sudoku. Which doesn't affect this one, or it might, if it does, I don't know why. Oh, in this column I've got to make sure I ascend as well, don't I? But that, oh, this can't be 9 then. That won't work. So that's got to be 9, that's got to be 9, that's got to be 8. Now, if this was 8 in column 7, that would break the world, so that's got to be 8. We don't want to break the world, at least not today. So, we've done all of that. In this row, we need 2, 4, 5. Let's put that in. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. That's not 2. This clue is... that is still relevant. I haven't done it, so that can't be 5. Bother. Didn't work. Okay. So that clue there is just going to work whatever happens now. This clue is going to work whatever happens. That clue is 2, 3, or 5, I think. Can't be 4. 1, 2, 3. This clue is correct. This clue, I have to be this has to be bigger than 3 and lower than 8. So that clue is 4 or 5 only. It looks like that's trying to do something, doesn't it? But I'm not sure what. What about this black dot then? Oh, it can't put 8 on it. Because if I do, this is going to be a 4. So the 8 shuffles over to the left. And 8 is in one of these as well. I don't know if we can do better than that. But this black dot now is not got 6 or 8 on it. So it's made up of 1s, 2s, 3s and 4s. And that's not 4 and that's not 2. And it can't have 3 on it. So it's either 1, 2. It must have 2 on it, mustn't it? How can it not have 2 on it? It would be 1 and 4. That's not going to work. So that's a 2. But this is still unknown, I think. But that by Sudoku means that this has become a 2, which is a nice little bonus. That's not a 3. This is 1, 4, or 5 by Sudoku. This 2 is nice. That's going to give me a 4 here, and a 5 here, and a 3 here. It still doesn't quite resolve things. 2 is in one of 2 places in box 7. I've got a 1, 4 pair. Oh, I've got a 1, 4 pair. Is that true? Okay, that becomes a 5 then. So that's a 5, that's a 3. Now in this row, what do I need? 8 and 6. Yes. Oh, that's been available for ages. 6 in this box has been placeable for ages. I just didn't see it. So that's 8. That's 8. We've done all our 8s. No, we haven't. Yes, we have. We've done all our 8s, all our 9s. Very few 7s, though. Although we can put 7 here. Which means that... Oh, that's good. That's a 7, which means what this is now 1, 2 pair. If you remember the logic we were considering earlier here. So this is now a 4, which means this is a 1. I think that feels right. So that's a 4. This is a 1. Okay, this is a 3 by Sudoku. I need to put, where's 2 in column 8? There. This is a 1. This is a 1 by Sudoku. Therefore, this is a 2 by Sudoku, so that becomes a 5. Does that work? It might do. It looks like it's okay. That's a 7. In this column, we haven't put 2 in, so we better do that. That seems to have to be a 3. That seems to have to be a something. My scanning wasn't quick enough to work out that was a 5. Now, these are 4 and 6, I believe. My phone is buzzing. Any strange noises are terrifying. Oh, I didn't see the given digit. There will be none of you who are surprised by that. 3 and 5 here. So 5 in the... Oh, nearly. That was a chance for a 3 in the corner, and we were... It was dastardly. It gave us the hope and then snatched it away. Now, 4, 3, 4, 7. I mean, that have we got connection? Let's just double check that. I think we have. What a puzzle that is. That is spectacularly brilliant. Brilliant. I loved that. Black Doom, take a bow. I'm going to get off quickly. Do drop a comment in if you enjoyed the puzzle. I would enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. Please like, please subscribe. You know the drill. Let's hope this becomes a video now. Thank you for watching. Back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.